I think a daughter was actually crying and telling her father that I would like to be your daughter even in my next life. It's very sad in a way that you know that the dad didn't get to hear this. Hi everybody, I'm Joey. Today I'm being invited by Bloomr.SG to actually share my experience on working as a nurse in the medical ICU. So today I'll be drawing some questions from this glass bowl and actually share with you my experience as a nurse. The most memorable experience that I had is actually my first Code Blue experience. I think it was the second day of my work when I passed out. I was actually serving diet and realized that the patient is not responding. I was thinking if that was real. My senior actually helped to assess the patient and all, and she asked me to start the CPR while she called for the doctors and start the whole Code Blue procedure. Despite all the efforts during the Code Blue, the patient passed on. Because it was a sudden collapse, so the family's reaction was actually very devastating. Life can be like so fragile and vulnerable. You never know what will happen. What does death mean to you as a nurse working in ICU? Actually, in the intensive care unit, as these patients are actually very critically ill, their disease process can be very erratic and unpredictable. At one moment, they can show signs of improvement where they are like less dependent on the life-supporting machines, but the next moment they can actually deteriorate very fast as well due to the new onset of severe infection. As we actually have built rapport with these patients, seeing through their ups and the downs, it's really very difficult to watch how family members react. Sometimes watching them actually reminds me of the intense emotions when dealing with the death of my own family members. So that can be actually quite devastating. As much as possible, we will try to provide care and support for these patients by working closely with the palliative and the medical social worker, provide them with the safe space and privacy to spend their last moments with their loved ones. A lot of times at work, we see family members actually feeling very devastated because there are words that they didn't get to say to their loved ones. Like there was once, I think a daughter was crying and telling the father, her father, that I would like to be your daughter even in my next life. Yeah, so that actually touched me. But it's very sad in a way that you know that the dad didn't get to hear this. I feel that these words will actually make the patient feel at ease. The greatest misconceptions that people have towards my profession. People and the public actually thinks that we are the doctor's minions. So we only carry out doctor's order. Doctors say what, we do what. Actually, it's a lot more than that. We do still need to have our own assessment to actually report it to the doctor. And we are always by the patient's bedside. The doctors wouldn't be there all the time. It actually requires a lot of our own judgment based on their blood test results, clinical presentation, and actually their vital signs to actually let the doctors know what they can do. Sometimes after our assessment, we will prepare whatever the doctors want before they actually say it. So there needs to be certain knowledge and skill over there. Doctors and nurses, we have different skill sets, we know different things. We work very closely together to actually bring best outcome for our patients. How has your work changed your perspectives on humanity and human relations? Nursing actually showed me how vulnerable and the fragility of life and the impermanence of life as well. It has also provided me with the heightened sense of compassion and empathy, being empathetic as well. just be open. It's actually very important to just accept them for who they are and accept the fact that everyone is different. Everyone has their own struggles. It's actually always better to see the strength of them instead of just being fixated on their weaknesses. Nursing can be very depressing, difficult, challenging, but all these experiences actually help me to grow as an individual as well. I'm quite grateful that I'm in this line and happy that and honored to learn all this from this job. Yeah. Yeah.